All right, it's time to round up the Bill of Rights and talk about the Ninth and 10th Amendments. Once again, you get two amendments for the price of one. Uh, what's our objectives for this video? First, I want you to explain how the Ninth and 10th Amendments are a reflection on the founding principles of natural rights, limited government, and states' rights. We spoke in our preamble unit on our goals and objectives of the government and the other founding principles that we had. And many of those principles are reflected in the Ninth and 10th Amendments, as well as some of the debate between Anti-Federalists and Federalists. Lastly, I'd like you to analyze how these these two amendments have a contradictory role in our modern political debate, that both liberals and conservatives see their own agenda justified within their interpretation of these two amendments. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. A lot of ways, both the Ninth and 10th Amendments are very reflective of the founders' rights to have a government that was limited in its power, and that the people had the capability of limiting the government's powers within their lives, and that the government should be restricted to the powers given to it by the Constitution. So first, you might recall when we did our propaganda commercials last year, a debate between Federalists and Anti-Federalists, the Federalists argued that a Bill of Rights would actually limit the rights that we had, that natural rights are things that we're born with, and that by writing them down and putting them in law, it limited what rights we had. So the Ninth Amendment simply states that the Constitution is not a limitation of our rights, that we have rights that are not in the Constitution. Now, what these natural rights are definitely subject to a lot of debate. Some people argue that being alive is one of these natural rights, and which comes into a lot of the questions of the debate on reproductive rights. Similarly, some people argue that privacy is one of these rights. People argue that education is one of these rights, or affordable health care. So there are many questions on what are our rights that aren't defined by the Constitution. The 10th then says powers not given to the federal government by the Constitution are reserved for the states and the people. So, for example, there's nothing in the Constitution about driving laws. The states regulate and deal with that. And this is where we also get into some of our debates between liberals and conservatives on, for example, if there's nothing in the Constitution about education, then the federal government should play no role in it, say some conservatives. So there's a lot of debate within both sides on interpreting these Ninth and 10th Amendments, and a lot of times the debates contradict one another. But overall, both of these are designed to limit the power of the government and protect the rights of the people to hold their government back from going too far into their lives and their freedoms and liberties. So let's get to our essential question for this video. The Ninth Amendment states that our rights are not limited to the ones that are listed in the Bill of Rights. So do you think that there's at least one right that you can come up with that you have that is not included in the Constitution? We've gone through the Bill of Rights. You've done research on the Constitution. Is there something that you feel that you are that you have as a natural right that should be protected, that is not necessarily defined by the Constitution? And furthermore, if you think that you have this as a right, should protection of this right be added to the Constitution, or is it inherent in that everybody has it? So explain your answer. I look forward to talking about this in class. Thanks for watching.